Hey everyone, today I am in my workshop. As you could see, this ain't my usual spot. Today we are doing a DIY 3D background. I did just get back from Home Depot. We purchased one of these. This is styrofoam, 14.5-inch width by 48-inch long. We get a total of 6 pieces. We also purchased some cement, 100% silicone, some knives, we got a marker, some brushes, and some of this coloring for the cement. This will actually help us focus. This will help us make our rock work look like lava rock. Now, I watched a whole bunch of videos and no one actually told us how much did this cost. But this cost me right under $50 to do. So, I am going to show you guys the way that the aquarium is now. This ain't going to be placed in the saltwater aquarium. It's going to be placed in the freshwater 125 gallon that we are going to be working on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get everything started. Okay everyone, we have our toothpicks here, and what I'm going to do is we are probably going to need another one of these tabs. So we're going to get our marker and kind of try to make a line for the half that we need. So make sure that that is, yeah, that should be just enough. Go ahead and get it. So that should be perfect, the amount that we need. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and mark. We got our mark. And now we are going to start cutting. Get this as straight as possible. Really not that straight, but it should work. Oh, we can always do this. Okay. Now this should be just as thick as we need it for the aquarium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the thickness now, and I'll add some toothpicks on the inside here just for a good marking. So we got one here. I'll add another toothpick here, and that's just going to be for a quick temporary marking. And we are going to see if this would be the width that we would need it for our aquarium. Okay, here I am going to be adding an extension. I don't want to use another piece because I'm going to need that for the background, so I'm going to be using this here. So, but let's get this written down first before we do that. Get this lined up. And the length, but we are a little bit short here, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting another Um, I'm actually going to come from here. That way I have a better angle. And this should actually be exactly the length that we need for the aquarium. So I'm gonna add this here, and then add our toothpicks. So we're gonna add one here and one there. Now I might have to make this in 3 different parts, but I am going to measure that now because I do have a center brace to the tank itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna measure this to see if it fits perfect, and then we're probably gonna cut it right into half. And then we'll go from there. Okay guys, this is the exact size of the aquarium. What I am going to do now is I am going to be starting to start drawing the rock sculpture. But right in the middle here, I am going to make another cut. That way we could have it in 2 parts. So the center brace wouldn't be that hard to get together. So we're gonna have that in time lapse as I do that, and I guess after that we'll go from there. So the next step, what I'm gonna be doing is now I am going to be opening up the silicone, and then getting this cut and getting it silicone together, and that way as I'm working on it, we're also siliconing. What I might do is I might have somebody help me, because my tripod was thrown away. I'm actually recording this with my hands. So I guess let's continue to the next step. Now guys, in this step, we are drawing our rock work. And remember, you're just drawing rocks. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to look like a rock. And then at the end, we will be adding some more detail to the rocks to make it look better. Okay guys, now that we have our rocks, as you can see, those are all of our shapes. And remember, I am not an artist whatsoever. I was just thinking of rocks as I was doing this. But these are going to be the shapes that we are going to be adding. So at this point, what I have to do, and we're going to be in time-lapse mode, is now I am going to be marking where each rock went. And then we are going to be marking them there. So it's going to be one panel here, one panel here, and then one panel there. So we're going to go panel by panel. Now do remember, we are cutting this right in the middle. It'll be cut right in the middle. And then once it's cut right in the middle, we would be able to piece it back into the aquarium. So step here is a must. Make sure you number your rocks. Okay everyone, we just got done marking all of them. And now we are going to be going for the hard part. Cutting everything out. And Scarlett, my daughter, is going to adding them on those tables there. So excuse my workshop, it's a mess, but that's the way a workshop's supposed to be. It's a mess. If it's clean, that means you're not working. Okay guys, we're gonna start cutting. This is where your patience comes in. This is where you are going to be cutting all of your rock work. I am using this a regular carpet cutter, but if you would pick up a X-Acto knife, I think that might be a little bit quicker and easier and cleaner. But at the end, if all you have is a carpet knife like I have, it will do the job. But you'll just have a little bit cleaner cuts doing it with a X-Acto knife. It's just at the store that I was at, I could not find an X-Acto knife to do it. Okay guys, after cutting everything and getting everything into place, I ran into a problem. Somebody borrowed my caulking gun and it is way too late at night to go get one. So we're going to be actually cutting this here and actually applying it with like a little credit card or something. So that's what we're going to be using. And then we're going to be getting our shapes back on here. What I am going to be doing is I'm going to be building a step kind of like this. I'll just put it here that way you guys are able to see to hide our intakes. So we're going to use a piece like this. It's probably going to come about that high off just for the intake. That way we are able to hide our intake stuff. But in a little bit, I'll show you guys exactly what we're doing once we get this silicone open, okay? We are going to cut this. We have our silicone opened right there. Let's go ahead and get rid of that piece there. We'll wipe this because we're going to need this for trimmings. What I want to do is, I'm probably going to use it just like this. Let's grab a toothpick. I'll have a toothpick here. Put this here. And I am going to put that exactly in the corner like that. So first things first. First things first, we have to silicone that together. Then it'll give me a little credit card, so I'll take this here and silicone that like that, as you guys can see. That's siliconed. I'm gonna get it exactly here. Get that there. Thomas in here? And then, so I'm gonna find this. We can have it just like that. Have that one just like that. Here we are adding the silicone to our rockwork. I am also adding some silicone over on our part that we will be hiding our filters and our heaters. I don't know about you guys, but I hate the way that the filters look, the intake, and also the heaters where they show. It just looks a lot cleaner and a lot nicer when you hide it. So this is one step that I do prefer doing. Boxes for an overflow that we will be decorating and cutting. That way they blend into rocks. But as you can see, we have both of them there. And now we are starting to add our rocks themselves. And here we are starting to silicone our rock work on the piece itself. And I could tell you, this was probably the most funnest part because now you start seeing it come together. So I was really excited at this point because I was able to design everything exactly the way I wanted it. Now, the best part about making your own DIY 3D background for your aquarium is designing it exactly how you want. All you have to have is some imagination and just a few bucks, guys. This cost me about 49 bucks exactly to make. And I was able to get exactly what I wanted in my fish tank. Okay, everyone. This is the way we did it. I will have it standing up tomorrow, but as you guys could see, the way it came out, we have these rock forms coming up and down. This is going to look outstanding once it's done. But if you guys could see, my hands are really messed up from the silicone. But just look at that, guys. I'm gonna put the final touches on it now, and then tomorrow we are going to be coming back. Okay guys, it's been about 24 hours. I didn't have my phone on me to do some recording, but if you guys could see the texture that I did here, and I did add some holes as well, but I do want to show you guys a little bit more. What I'm doing is I have a torch here, and as you can see, that's how we are able to make holes in the design, in this kind of just, you know, put a little bit texturing inside of the rockwork, just like that. But we are preparing to mix up our stuff, and this is one panel here. We are going to be recording a little bit more and showing you guys how we get it done.
Yep.
A lot of the videos that I did watch, a lot of people did a thin coat first, and I wasn't sure exactly why, but now I do understand why. When you get a thin coat first on there, it hardens, so when you add the thicker coating of it, it doesn't break off. In some spots of it, I didn't have that thick of a coating, and we did have a problem where it broke, but we were able to fix it because it's still styrofoam. So at our second coat, I did notice after it hardened up, it was a lot easier to apply. Now, if this is your first time and you're researching this, and this is something that you want to do for your tank, if you have any questions, please feel free, comment and ask me any questions you might have, and I will do my very best to answer your questions. Hopefully by the time you watch this, I'll already have the tank set up with this in it. This would be the first coat. I am going to start mixing a thicker batch now, and we're going to be adding also the coloring.
Hi guys.
But this is the way it's coming out. So far so good, I like it.
Subscribe.
We just have to wait for it to dry a little bit more, and then we're going to start with our second base coat. Next base coat, I am going to be adding some color to it. Okay guys, we have the first one done. With the second coat, just have to hit it with a couple of more pieces. That way we could remove the white.
Comment below if it looks orange.
Scarlet Sheva, I'm talking. But the problem was we forgot to hit the record button. But that's the way that one is, and this is the way this one is. So we're gonna not forget to hit the record button on that one, and we're gonna do that one as well. And here we are adding our second base of the lava rock coating. This will make it look a little bit more like lava rock, like I was trying to do. But it did come out a little bit too red, but what we did was we mixed up some more cement, and then I hit it again, and I did add a little bit more detailing to it to make it look like a proper lava rock. But in the next few minutes, guys, just keep watching. You guys will see the end product, and I know you guys will be really excited to see it. And here I am adding a little bit more, just some gray cement in some spots. That way we have some highlights and lowlights to make it look better. And here's my question for the viewer. Do you think you could do this? If I did it, you could do it. So never say never. Okay guys, this is pretty much the final product. As you guys could see, we got one side here and the other side here. And we made this 100% out of foam board. Foam board and some paint like this, and also some concrete. stay tuned for the final product when we install this inside of the tank. Okay, everyone, as you guys could see, we have one piece here. I'm probably going to go add both pieces, that way I can show you guys, but here is our intake here. This is where our filters are going to go. As you guys can see, we do have to, I do have to run these in the water for a little bit, but you guys can see the holes. This came out, guys, fantastic. If I would have buy this, I don't think it would come out that great. But that is the final product. Keep your eyes out for our next video when we get it inside of the fish tank.